Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to plunge into the stories, really reshaping things and give you the insights you need. Today, we're tackling something that honestly feels more like science fiction than news. Albania has just appointed the world's first AI government minister. It's a massive step and definitely demands a closer look.
It really does. And what's so striking, I think, is that this isn't some future plan. It's happening right now. We're seeing reports like from Donan Harbor, which cited Reuters, confirming this. It's not theory anymore. It's actual governance. They're really bridging that gap.
Absolutely. So our mission, our goal for this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to unpack what this actually means. Why is Albania doing this now? And what kind of impact do they actually hope this AI minister will have on how the country's run and, well, its future? It's going to be a fascinating discussion. Stick with us. Okay, so let's ground ourselves in the facts first.
Yeah.
The announcement itself came straight from the top, from Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama. He officially declared, Albania has appointed an AI as a government minister. It's unprecedented in public administration.
Yeah, and the timing is really something. The source material we have says this happened on September 11th, 2025. So, like you said, not a prediction. This is current. It's happening. It shows a very real, very public shift towards this kind of tech.
And this AI, it's not just some faceless program, right? It has a name, Diella, which apparently means sun in Albanian. That feels quite symbolic, doesn't it? Like maybe hinting at transparency or enlightenment?
It does seem intentional, yeah. A name suggesting openness.
So that obviously makes you ask, okay, who is Diella? This isn't just a concept they dreamed up yesterday, is she? Tell us a bit about her background, because the sources suggest she actually has some history, a track record.
That's a really important point. She wasn't created to be a minister initially. She actually launched back in January, presumably this year, 2025, as an AI virtual assistant. And interestingly, they even gave her a visual form back then depicted as a woman in traditional Albanian dress, trying to give her a cultural identity, perhaps.
Interesting. And what was she doing in that first role? What was her job for the Albanian people back then?
Well, her original purpose was pretty practical, very citizen-focused. Diella was designed to help people get documents, make it easier to deal with government services through the official eAlbania platform. Think of her as a sort of super efficient digital helper for navigating bureaucracy.
And she was actually doing it, right? Not just a pilot program. The sources mentioned she was quite effective.
Exactly. She wasn't just a concept. The numbers are pretty impressive. She issued something like 36,600 digital documents and handled around 1,000 different services. That's a lot of successful interactions with the public. It shows she could handle administrative tasks at scale.
Okay, so she proved herself in that assistant role.
Right. Which naturally brings up a big question. What does it really mean when an AI goes from being a helpful assistant, even a very good one, to a full government minister? It implies a huge leap in trust, right? The government must believe she's capable of much more than just, fetching files. It's a move towards actual executive function. That's the truly new part here.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Her new job, this ministerial role, it's not about helping citizens with paperwork anymore. Her main task now is overseeing all public tenders, every single one. The goal, to ensure, this is a direct quote, a corruption-free and completely transparent system for managing all public money. That's huge.
It absolutely is a massive responsibility.
So how could an AI, even a sophisticated one like Diella, actually achieve that? Corruption is so often about hidden deals, human relationships, things that aren't always obvious in the data.
That's the critical question, isn't it? Moving from what to how. The sources suggest her power lies in processing data on a scale humans just can't match. Think about it. She could potentially analyze bidding patterns across thousands of tenders to spot anomalies that suggest collusion, or maybe cross-reference bidders' details with public records to flag suspicious connections, or even detect subtle inconsistencies in contract terms that might point to bias. It's about using data analysis to spot red flags before corruption happens, rather than just investigating after the fact.
Okay, so it's less about understanding human motives and more about pattern recognition at an immense scale, making the system itself harder to cheat.
Precisely. The idea is to build an oversight system that's, supposed to be relentlessly objective, tirelessly analytical, removing that human element of discretion where, let's face it, bias or pressure can creep in.
Right. And connecting this to the bigger picture. This appointment seems incredibly important for Albania's wider goals. Prime Minister Rama is in his fourth term. His party won the elections back in May. He's presenting his new cabinet soon, including Diella. So she's not some side project. She's clearly part of his core strategy moving forward.
Exactly, and it all links directly to Albania's huge ambition, getting into the European Union by 2030. That's a major goal for a nation of, what, 2.8 million people? And the EU has very strict entry requirements.
Which brings us right back to Diella. Because, as the sources emphasize, tackling corruption and ensuring transparency in how public money is handled, those are absolute must-haves for EU membership. So Diella's job isn't just about good governance internally. It's strategically crucial for Albania's European dream. It's a very visible way to show they're serious about reform.
It's a powerful signal to Brussels, isn't it? They're basically saying, look how committed we are. We're even using AI to guarantee impartiality in this critical area. It's certainly an innovative way to try and meet those tough EU standards.
This really pushes us into broader territory, doesn't it? What does this mean for how we even think about government? We're used to AI recommending songs or, optimizing warehouse logistics. This is different.
Yeah.
This is handing over real governmental power.
It is. And, for years, people in tech, writers, they've kicked around this idea, could AI govern more effectively, more impartially than humans? The argument usually goes that AI wouldn't be swayed by politics or bureaucracy or, frankly, bribes. Is that the bet Albania is making here? And, how realistic is that ideal scenario?
That's a great point. The reasons people believe that are understandable, right? And AI could, in theory, be immune to corruption risks, free from political debts or pressures. The dream is that it leads to fairer, more transparent decisions because it just follows the logic, the data. But you're right to question the ideal scenario part.
Well, yeah, because while Diella might lack human biases or agendas, she isn't immune to potential issues in her own programming or the data she learns from.
Right.
What she considers fair or transparent depends entirely on how she was built and what data she was fed. Was that data itself completely unbiased? Are her algorithms ethically sound? That's the catch. She's still a tool, an incredibly advanced one, but her output reflects her input and design. We're seeing a theory put into practice, and the results, well, they'll be fascinating to watch.
It definitely makes you think it's moving way beyond just theory now.
It really is. We're witnessing a genuine experiment in, maybe you could call it state automation. This isn't AI just helping government. It's AI doing a core governing function. The ripple effects for the future of governance everywhere, they could be huge. It feels like a genuinely historic moment.
So just to recap our deep dive here, Albania's appointment of Diella, the AI minister, isn't just some tech gimmick. It's a calculated strategic move, using AI's analytical power to push for transparency, fight corruption, and ultimately help secure that coveted EU membership. Now, thinking about what this means for you, listening, maybe you're in a totally different context, facing different problems. But this Albanian experiment, it's more than just news from afar. It could actually be a kind of blueprint, a potential model for how other countries, maybe even your local city council, might tackle tough issues like corruption or just tangled bureaucracy. It really challenges how we think about leadership.
And that leaves us with a really important question to ponder, doesn't it? As we watch how Diella performs, how might this whole experiment change what we expect from our leaders in terms of accountability, transparency, not just in Albania, but everywhere? It makes you reflect on AI's potential role in the very basics of how society is run. What other areas could be next? Resource allocation, maybe urban planning, even helping draft policy. The possibilities and, yeah, the ethical questions that come with them are vast. Diella really feels like just the beginning of something much bigger.